Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news, this time for the week ending the 18th of June. We take a look at the official news each week and then attach handlebars to it and an engine and race it around like some form of jet bike. With that in mind, the Xi'An Nox will go on concept sale on Friday the 23rd of June for $40 excluding taxes. There is likely to be a war bond version of the ship as well for $35 for those of you not using any store credit. Similar to a Dragonfly in its class, it's an open canopy space bike and looks to be possibly be a smaller one-seater version of a bike, possibly with no weapons. But whatever it is, it's going to be a cheap LTI token for a lot of backers. The schedule report, there are no delays that affect the release windows for Star Citizen Alpha 3.0 this week, which is good news. However, the Urza Rover, the reworked Cutlass Black, the Devastator Shotgun, the Arrowhead Sniper Rifle, Uninhabited Derelicts, the Moby-Glass overhaul, they have all moved over to feature complete. The ship art team are aiming to create another set of derelict ships to use in the persistent universe as well. These explorational rewards will appear to have been used as shelter by somebody rather than just being empty. They are still, however, working on the AI functionality on planet's surfaces, so they'll look lived in at least, but probably won't be inhabited in Alpha 3.0. We'll have to wait and see. So the release targets for the 3.0 builds still stand at an Evocati build between the 21st of June and 5th of July, the wider PTU build between the 6th of July to the 20th of July, and a live build between the 21st and 27th of July. CitizenCon tickets have been announced. CitizenCon will be in Frankfurt this year on Friday the 27th of October at the Capitol Theatre. Tickets will go on sale on the 1st and 2nd of July on the weekend. There are 650 tickets for the Capitol Theatre at €50 each. Showtime will be considered and confirmed closer to the date, along with details about other meetups that weekend. And as with everything that we discuss, all of the details to that can be found below. The Hot Rod and Racer flash sale until the 20th of June. The N50 and Misk Racers, Razor Racers, are on sale, and the M50 is also available to everyone to try on their accounts throughout this weekend as well. It will just be on your account, assuming you have access to the game. The Sneaky Peeky. So this week's sneak peek, we saw some art of a pretty terrifying nightmare-fueled creature. It's one of the creepy creatures that they're currently designing to inhabit the world of Star Citizen. There is going to be quite a lot of flora and fauna. It's some of which will be dangerous, some of which will be benign, and some of which will just be strange and weird. And a lot of it's going to be quite good for the explorer, but also we might see some hints at some creatures starting to come from probably like 3.1 onwards. I would expect to see some wildlife maybe. Let's take a look at CIG LA and see what they've been up to. The narrative team have been creating descriptions for all the components and items coming for Alpha 3.0, as well as looking at what props, items and set dressing they'd like to see as they move through individual areas. They've also been getting NPC voice lines ready, of which they've already recorded around 2,800 lines of generic NPC conversation. And with that amount of conversation and dialogue going on, they've created a universal persistent universe character tracking sheet to basically have this quick resource with reference for lines of file names, departments, audio, animation, facial capture, performance capture, who they're going to, what needs to be done, the overall status and priority of all of this different kind of not just animation work, not just NPC conversation work, but how it all connects together for NPC dialogue, mission givers, and more. For the cargo mechanic, they've been further developing cargo grids so that they provide a visual element to transporting commodities like minerals, scrap, food, whatever you'll be transporting in Alpha 3.0. So commodities will manifest as stacks of crates based on the commodity and the size of the crate, and exactly what you've bought, within this ship's cargo hold. So this is going to limit or be limited at the very least by the amount of space that you have in your cargo. You can store vehicles, all those items in your cargo hold as well. It's not just items that you'll be buying through kiosks and that sort of stuff, but if you store vehicles or loose items in your cargo hold as well, it's going to limit the amount of space that you have for scavenged commodities or bought items. They have been assigning moons, stations, and points of interest into their correct object containers for 3.0 as well. For instance, Grim Hex is now located inside the grid of the moon for the time being anyway, and they can now create, edit and save object containers while still in the level, saving huge amounts of export time. They have reworked the handling of vehicle internal damage states to significantly more easily set up for debugging and speed of their process of getting stuff working. Interior damage states will be changed based on cumulative health of the ship now as well, for a much more simple approach. It's a move away from flow graph to an integrated, simple approach. They have made the IFCS, or the Intelligent Flight Computer System, control system, much more efficient and streamlined, with an end to allow more players in a server together because of the amount of streamlining that's effectively allowed them to do. They've completed the quantum drive for item system 2.0 with better effects and reduced complexity, or at least that's the plan. So the drive cares about the travel point that it's going to. External doors as well on ships will now close during a quantum drive or quantum travel because it's safe. The Aurora rework has completed its final art check, and they've also established 14 skins for the ship. It seems that we're going to have a lot of pre-made skins possibly coming with 3.0 alpha or just after. The Terrapin is finalising its grey box phase and then being handed over to tech design. It looks like the stats page on the RSI website will be updated both with design and data extremely soon, and it's going to have up-to-minute stats for all ships at any given time as well, so we will actually be able to have clear comparisons, and it's going to look a lot better. The website revamp is so important to Star Citizen, especially for people that want to compare ships or people that are just interested in the game. Tech Art has been trying to improve game performance with content and code updates for 3.0. They use tools like Statoscope to analyse per frame data and then work out how they can improve the frame rates and that sort of jazz. Animations have made improvements to their processes. Converting scenes from Maya are now dramatically quicker for them. The female transfer mesh has been created and the males updated. They are used for high quality, more accurate character deformation and skinning. They fixed some issues with vertexes on eyelids as well. Currently in production is another female character and the OMC undersuits. The team has also several other Levski specific characters in the works, the civilians and miners, which are currently being textured. There's lots of hairstyles that they're working on as well. We will see a select group of them for 3.0 alpha that we can customize our characters with. The modular armor system with item system 2.0 means that they are basically reworking the current armor sets for the new system, allowing for bits and pieces to be moved and swapped around from the old armor sets and the new armor sets, so you can have a much more bespoke and custom armor set. Rigged and implemented the male Marine BDU as well, which will make his appearance in several places during the Bridge of the Idris and stuff like that in Squadron 42. The male deck crew can now safely EVA outside ships as well. We also got to see quite impressive looking female light armor, which has been finishing up the implementation pass, as well as the female explorer flight suit. For me, this is probably meaning that we are going to have fully customized female models for Alpha 3.0, which will be great, and they are looking pretty impressive as well. There was also a featurette afterwards looking deeper at some of the network code for 3.0, but focusing on serialized variables. Link in the description if you're interested in that. We have talked about it before. I've done a video explaining the network code in a lot more detail, or a lot more overview of lots of different areas as well, which I'll link downstairs below as well, whatever. Every month, we try to give away a spaceship. For June, it's a Freelancer DUR or DUR, donated by the Epic Stormfire 962. Thank you very much. All you need to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen content during a month. If you have any questions for me about Alpha 3.0, about the Xi'An Nox, or anything, or suggestions, or questions directly for me, or about Star Citizen's development in general, then please leave them below. A special thank you to all of my Patreons who help me create the amount of content I do. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love your faces. If you're interested in becoming one as well, so I can say I love your face in some of my videos, there's a link to Patreon as well as everything else talked about down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I will see you in the verse.